Hey, what is up, guys? Pound Belt Beer Reviews back here again with you today for another one. And this one that I have here today is the Highland Brewing Company Little Hump Pale Ale. Uh, Something from my roommate's trip to Tennessee recently. So yeah, it's a pale ale from Asheville, North Carolina brewery called Highland Brewing Company. It's 4.5% ABV, 32 IBUs. Gets a 3.5 on Untapped, and it gets a 83 on Beer Advocate, which is a good score on that site. And the brewers haven't looked at it yet, so yeah, it's a seasonal from them. I think it's also called Little Hump Spring Ale from the company is also where it's also called as well. So it's dry hopped with Amarillo and Cascade hops for floral notes, and it's boiled with Simcoe for some slight bittering. And it's got some it's backed up with some grains, and apparently has a crisp, clean finish. So let's see about that. The other one I did on here was the Highland Brewing Company's Gaelic Ale, which I actually enjoyed quite a bit. So some good things from this beer so far, or this brewery, I should say, so far. This is only going to be the second one I've had from them, so let's see how this one is. Okay, so with that pour, it gets about half finger of just white, pretty typical beer-looking head, just kind of white and sudsy. The color is more or less kind of a hazy, golden straw color. It's a little bright there on the camera, but that's about the color of it. It's just a little bit more orange, and from what I'm seeing, there you go. That's basically the color of it right there. So yeah, lots of little bubbles coming up from it. Looks like it's pretty well carbonated. So yeah, looks like a typical beer, really. At least a pale ale, kind of, with that haze in there too. So let's go ahead and go for the aroma on this one. So yeah, definitely getting those Cascade and Simcoes in there. It honestly smells pretty typical for a pale ale. And those grains are there too as well. And you got the kind of slight breadiness. It smells pretty baseline, really, but it smells good. So yeah, it smells balanced too, so that's a good sign. So cheers. Let's go for the aroma, or the flavor on this one. So yeah, it's pretty subtle on the hops. They're not really right in your face like a lot of American pale ales will uh, tend to be these days. Um, they're definitely just kind of more subdued. You do kind of get a little bit of tangerine flavor in there from those West Coast hops, um, but the bittering, I guess those let's see, what were they before I say something wrong? Um, okay, yeah, the Simcoe hops. That bittering does come through from those Simcoe hops on the back end of this. So you get those Cascade, and I'm not on my game with the hops today. It seems the Amarillo and Cascade. You do get those on the front with that, like I said, that kind of fruity tangerine like flavor, and then the Simcoe does do the job. It does its job with the bittering on the back end of it, and then you get sort of the maltiness and breadiness and those grains in the middle. And it definitely does have a clean finish. It's pretty drinkable. The mouthfeel is kind of a medium body, pretty carbonated too. I can definitely feel it in my chest. Uh, so yeah, and then that, I guess because of that 4.5%, that also lends to the drinkability as well. Because a lot of those pale ales will definitely be, closer to the 5% range on the ABV. sometimes even up to the 6% range, like when they get up towards 5.5 and whatnot. So I do like that this one is towards the 4.5. It's definitely would be a good sixer beer to drink for sure, and definitely has a good bright and crisp flavor and drinkability that is very appropriate for the springtime. And it's summer now, actually, since yesterday, Sunday, actually, was the first day of summer. So, but good spring summer transitional beer. This one was bottled on March 6th, 2015. So it's a few months old, but it's still fresh. So yeah, I definitely say that I don't think it can go any worse than not worse, any less than a B plus on this one. So definitely very good pale ale. It's pretty typical, but it does live up to being a crisp and drinkable pale ale as it states. So B plus on it. Wish I kind of could get a 6-pack of it. It's not in my area though. It's only the Tennessee area, I guess, and obviously South Carolina. So anyway, yeah, North Carolina, not South. Anyway, definitely a good pale ale. So B plus on it, and definitely recommend trying out if you see it. The Highland Brewing Company's Little Hump Pale Ale, or Little Hump Spring Ale, as it's called sometimes too, apparently. But until next time, guys, thank you for watching.